Well, welcome guys to episode 5 of the Bandit Hideaway. And today, I see. Looks like Slama's in a bit of trouble, guys. Anyway, well, welcome again, everyone. Just let me check if I've undeafened. Yes, I've undeafened. Alright. Welcome again. I'm saying welcome too many times here. Anyway, this is definitely a special episode because we have two amazing people who've given us, I guess, one of the best CCGs out there, right? I see. Yeah. And let's go on. Let's introduce everyone here. Let's start off with Mr. BabyJosus. Of course, you are a very famous person. You've been in this community for a really long time. But go ahead, introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Julie, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to co-host with you today. But before I introduce myself, I actually received a letter from a fan. He gave me a very heartwarming letter that I would like to read before I introduce myself. And it's actually addressed to Jason and Burza.
I see.
So here I go.
All right.
Dear Jason, Slama, and Paul Burza, when I heard that you both would be on the Bandit Hideaway podcast, I figured I could take this opportunity to thank you both for making Triple Commandos superior again. The well-deserved buff for Voltus and Inspired Seal have been welcomed by me in open arms. After the patch was fixed yesterday, I've been playing Gwent for many hours with my upgraded Triple Commando list and was winning a lot with it actually. Please continue working hard on this game that we all love and support. Yours, a fan of your work. This fan would like to stay anonymous, but he asked me to share this letter with you guys. And as some of you know, I'm also a huge fan of Triple Commandos.
Wink. Thank you. That was really nice. That was really nice.
I really appreciate you sending that letter, even if you lack the courage to say it yourself. You know, I appreciate it.
This is a nice, accepting, community. No one's judgmental here.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're very open. We're very open.
For the people that don't know me, I am the content manager of Team Bandit Gang. My name is BabyJosus, aka BJ. And I lead a group of talented people at Bandit Gang who all have the aim to create unique content for all of you in the Twitch chat. And that's who I am. Back to you, Zubedoo.
Back to me, I see. Alright, next up we have the wonderful Pavko Gale himself, Burza. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Pavko's a different person, but hey, I am Pavko Burza. I am a community comms lead, actually. I used to say community manager here at CD Projekt Red, and I will take 90 seconds of your time to talk about Gwent. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. But yeah, I'm a community lead right now, working at Gwent, of course. Yeah, Jason is my boss. He hates that word. He hates that word. That's why I said it. And yeah,
for general superior human being, right? Then.
So, Burza,
that's it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It. That's it. I mean, I like riding bikes.
You have to behave yourselves here, isn't it? Next to Slama, you have to behave. You have to be careful.
Yeah. We're all here on Monday at a meeting, like.
The likelihood of me saying something inappropriate and stupid is higher than Burza, I think. Yeah.
All right. And
exponentially so.
And Slama, would you like to introduce yourself? Of course, many people already know you. You are infamous, if not famous. So go ahead.
For winning the Gwent trivia contest, right? Season 2 champion. Yeah, that's why I'm invited, right? That's why I'm here. No, I don't know why I'm here. You guys put me in a sack, put me in a dark van, throw me into this room that got a poster of my bedroom in the back, and trying to convince people to say, "Save me!" No, yeah, I guess.
We gave you pizza. Much? Don't forget, we gave you pizza though.
Okay, that's true. I guess that's acceptable. Wait, you did? Where do you live?
No,
How did you get me pizza here in Warsaw?
Anyway, go ahead.
We started by the
Okay. See, inappropriate, awkward. That's my trademark. Let's do this.
All right. But you didn't introduce yourself yet.
But I don't need to. You're the host. You're supposed to introduce. Don't make this awkward for me, bro.
Okay. And right, guys, before we begin, of course, in chat, if there's any question you would like to ask, feel free to do so. We will be answering it as best as we can. So please go ahead. And yeah, all the people G's can go ahead and be thing as well. All right. So yesterday was apparently patch day. And
What do you mean? Apparently.
yeah,
You're not sure?
it was patch day. So
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Was it? The day of 1,000 issues? No.
yeah, the land of a thousand fables became a land of a thousand issues. It was 1,000 issues. But yeah, if you would you like to tell what happened, guys? What was the issue? What was going on?
So yeah, we had a patch which we announced on one of the opens, so the first open of the season, which Tobliat won, aka Tailbot, because Tobliat already retired. So I think Tailbot will take his place. Yeah, me and Jason, we highlighted the changes at that time, and yeah, we're also waiting to release the patch, and the patch release was yesterday. Of course, release went semi-smoothly because we had some issues, especially in the beginning with the draw bug with some cards like Oneromancy, which was causing that. But thankfully, we managed to fix it quite quickly at that day. And today at 5 p.m. CST, we reset in Pro Rank, all the players so they can go back and, not lose stuff because
it's early enough in the season that I think it's fine. It's fair. I mean, I'm not sure how much we should share about that, but after some investigating today, we have this headless client where we basically spawn thousands of game instances without UI and have it play on our servers to try and find these bugs before they happen. And ever since we got something that happened to us 2-3 months ago, it stopped working, and we didn't notice it because it only tells us when something's wrong. So we've been under the assumption that everything's been working fine. And yesterday we found out that the thing that's supposed to protect us from these kinds of bugs happening has not been doing its job. So we brought that back up pretty fast yesterday, and we're able to resolve the issue that way. Because the thing is, there's some things that you just can't easily test in human ways, right? Like for instance, this particular bug was happening because of some sort of static variable that you would need a lot of people playing on the server to try and access that variable simultaneously for the server to have an issue and to cause a draw. So if you're 5 people in the office testing, the odds of you actually seeing that bug are 0. So we really need that system. Now we've decided that probably we should send an email to these people hey, this was not tested, guys. Check out your headless client shit. So not great.
But nonetheless, if the patch was not broken, how do you feel about the patch itself?
I think there's so much cool shit to explore. Sorry, Burza.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I just want to say I'm excited for Journey because I wanted a new Journey, although I'm not a big fan of Triss overall. I think I had so much fun working with the team on the trailer for it. I think it came out super cool. And overall, exploring the character itself is cool and the backstory. So I didn't know that much about Triss, and I learned it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And I think 8.5 overall change-wise, I think it's also pretty good. But like I said, we went over the changes on open.
I think it's too early for even all these changes to have been figured out yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For the meta to stabilize from this, I think it'll probably get there by the end of the week in some way. A lot of the stuff will settle a bit, but I think it was a really effective, cool patch. I like a lot of the changes that we're doing, and the next update is looking to be just as crazy awesome right now. What we're planning and we're testing right now. So right now we're looking at a significant amount of balance updates on top of the new cards for the next update.
All right.
It feels like you guys are taking more risk with balancing than before. At least
Well,
that's
it's
the
like we know we
impression
want to do these things. Yeah, it's just it's more time consuming than people think, because sure, you can just go into a little database and change a provision of a 9 to an 8, but we're doing changes that go beyond that a lot of the time. We have to go through localization to change all the tooltips to all the languages, and that's a whole pipeline, and we want to test it, as much as we can and see how they actually play out, because a change of one provision, one power can be pretty nutty in some cases, and
Right.
Most of the things we do is somewhat safe, right? Like the lockdown going up one provision was not a scary one, but sometimes it's like, well, shit, right? Like
It could be, but many people are expecting, of course, speculating that lockdown should actually get this complete rework kind of thing, because many people just, think that it's completely like F tier in the leaders, at least,
we had what we had. We've had Invigorate go like 2 years of being. So I think lockdown can suffer for a little bit longer.
Not a bad
It's like stockpile,
Oh yeah, stockpile. I think stockpile deserves some
Stockpile.
love. Come on.
Stockpile might change next update.
All right.
Might.
Might.
We're considering it. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. That's already, I'm sure, tingling a lot of people in chat already to ask questions, but we'll see. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I'm not. Going more.
Yeah, I mean, Busha said he's not a huge fan of Triss, but Jason, are you team Triss or?
There's a reason we did Yennefer first.
That answers.
Who decides? Who decides? You think? Hmm?
I remember there was a question on Twig today at the end there. People asked me why does Triss have so many backpacks, and I said because nobody wants her. She's always just moving out. Yeah, I love that one.
Oh god, you guys are really gonna get a lot of bullets from Triss lovers, that's for sure. Of course, I'm okay with it. But
I mean, I think you can argue we made the Triss journey better than the Yennefer journey. Like, she's got nicer vanities, so can't really say we didn't do the girl justice, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that too. When I saw the Triss stuff, I was like, yeah, this is looking really good. It looks like, you guys really thought it through, and with the visual effects and the backpacks, like Urn of Shadows and stuff.
The level 100 dress, I went when we were picking up, I'm like, we have to put that in.
True.
Yeah.
That's from the Witcher 3 DLC, right?
Yep.
Or like the
Yep.
alternative. Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty good.
BJ, would you like to ask the question related to Twitter? Go ahead.
That question.
Should I be scared?
Well,
Oh, you should be.
well, maybe you should.
Jason, there are no scary questions. You can always avoid them.
That's very
Touch.
true. But Jason, as me as being the content manager of Team Bandit Gang, I have to ask you this. I noticed that you follow Team Bandit Gang on Twitter, but you don't follow the other teams. How come?
I do?
Yeah, you do. It must be. I remember vaguely when we published the faction ambassador article.
I'm like. Okay, I'm only 34, full disclosure, but I when it comes to social media, I might as well be 60, right? I'm the grandpa who's like every now and then going, should I click this? Yeah, what does that do? I don't.
Misclick, right?
Yeah, it was a total misclick. That's what happened there, right?
I mean, I was already wondering because you never like our tweets, so.
I don't like most tweets. Actually, for a while I was like, when I post something, if people replied with me, I thought it was polite to like, or actually, there was times back in the day when we would do a video and I would tweet about it, and there would be a lot of response to it. It was in the days when we were going from like dark Gwent to much happier Gwent, and so there's a lot of emotions with those updates. And I have a hard time keeping track of Twitter. So I said, okay, to know which tweets I've already read, I will like them as I go so that I can remember which ones I don't have to read again. And that was the only reason I was liking tweets. That's how retarded I am. because I'm not a huge fan of social media. I haven't posted anything on Facebook in years, maybe even like half a decade, if not longer. I'm not. I'm an old man. Leave me alone.
It's like I think when talking about like social media, there are people who like it and like the interaction and like to be on Twitter and or Instagram and stuff like that. But there are people just don't care about social media. And I think Jason is one of those people. Like he doesn't sit around and like and then check his feed all the time. Which is, if you look at the modern world today, it's kind of good, right? You're more
actually more sane that way, because I find when I read it more often, like I let's say I check it on a daily basis, I get depressed at life in general.
Or like when you read Reddit, also the same thing happens.
I've had to stop reading Reddit regularly. I have stopped in the last 6 months. I occasionally glance at it, but it was becoming unhealthy for me. Like mentally, I had to disengage.
Yeah, people are kind of saying that, like, how do we like communicate and at work we use Slack, and Slack is our main communicator there, and for me that's pretty good. It's good enough, especially now since we're all working from home. So being like a company-wide communicator is really good. But Discord we kind of also use from time to time.
I think the thing that might not be obvious for a lot of people is, for some community members or like you guys, you spend a lot of time playing Gwent, engaging with other people in the community. But like, I have 2 kids, right? I have a full-time job that, let's say, has days that are sometimes longer than 8 hours. And to use the precious little free time I have to go around and read what is often conflicting opinions or just ranting and all that stuff, it's exhausting. Like I sometimes I just want to like relax and watch a shitty movie or television series or read a book and just relax. And there was a time when we were in a much darker place as a game where I was reading every day and I was following everything and I was trying to engage and I was trying to really get a feel for how everyone is. But now I'm more like maybe occasionally dropping in on people's Twitch streams, sometimes ghosting, sometimes engaging, just letting people know I'm kind of there and trying to get a feel for something, especially when there's like a patch, right? Like, hey, I think Thea's in the chat. I've dropped in on her stream when she's watching us stream. It's like this Inception thing, and I think I've done it with a few other people, and just to kind of get a cool. And I like to see how people react to the new stuff. I've watched what's his name, Ace of Spades review of the patch notes, Specimen. People, I'm watching from that level because I can kind of do that, right? I'm waiting for a meeting, do that over a few days, and it's interesting and it's fun. But all these opinions and these threads and everything, and some of it's fine and reasonable and cool and smart, but to like process it and to kind of like go mentally like, okay, that's valid, but am I going to do anything about it? Or that's just douchey, because there's douchey shit in there. Like let's be honest. Yeah. And having to filter all that in your head all the time, it's exhausting. And at some point, I had to just completely step back for a few months, and now I'm more scanning on an occasional basis, looking for the hottest threads, looking for people's opinions. But yeah, it's a weird topic. It's really hard to find that balance.
Yeah, I feel when it comes to social media, you cannot be always like engaged 100% because you will have times where you're in and out of it, but there is not, you cannot be focused on it 100% because although like for me, when it is my job to be present on social media, like for example, I'm not a person that sits around on Discord and talks with people. Ryan does that in our team most of the time. Yeah. And I like to interact, of course, on Twitter, reply from time to time on Reddit, and I also get a lot of PMs everywhere. So I try to reply to those if I can. But yeah, you need to find a moment to kind of step back and kind of look at the big picture instead of just interaction, because it's like it's taking really a lot from you and it's taking a toll on kind of your sanity also. So I think you need that time to kind of step back and then jump in once again, interact and go back again. I think that's the kind of the healthy cadence of it. Like it should be like, I don't know, like in any sport in intervals, right? Instead of just going all the way hardcore, right?
Agreed. Yeah. And yeah,
Yeah.
like Ryan, big shout out to Ryan, right? Like even yesterday, like on the partner Discord, on the other Gwent Discord, he was like back and forth replying, even, you know, he wasn't even ignoring the messages. People were like, I
Yeah.
bought Journey, I didn't get it, you know, this draw issues happening, and at the same time he's replying to them and he's really being open. So yeah, big kudos to Ryan. He's doing a really good job. So yeah. And BJ, you were gonna ask something, go ahead.
Yes, I mean, I know I've known Ryan, and he's a great dude. I'm really happy that he works for you guys. But what I wanted to ask, like, it's you know, like when you go home, you don't always want to bring work towards home, and it's not always easy when, especially with social media, you want to interact with your community. But I can totally get it. But what is it like, you know, working from home nowadays, since you're not at the company, working from the company, you're mostly working from home? I
was at the office the last 2 days.
Oh, well, were you the only one, or?
No. We most people still work from home, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if you come in on those days, you can come in also Tuesday, Thursday, but you have to come in on the day before. They stick this little stick up right up your nose, really deep, come back out, and within 15 minutes, you know if you have coronavirus or not. And if you did, you get sent right F home, and you spend the whole day in a mask unless you're at your station far away from other people. And, you know, it's like quarantine zone in the canteen area where, you know, you can't have anyone sitting next to you if you want to take off your mask and eat. And but, you know, it's nice to be able to have some meetings face-to-face with people and well, mask to people, at least make real eye contact.
Yeah.
And so occasionally we do come in the office. Most people on the team don't, but I occasionally do, and I think I'm going to start doing it more, actually. But generally, I don't know, Burza, you also come into the office for things like filming and all that stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I go there for filming. We go there also before events, although actually at the beginning of this year, we started going more often, like my team mainly, because we were kind of getting the studio ready for all our esports events. So we pretty much took everything apart, put it back together, ordered some new hardware also to get the thing, you know, running a little bit smoother and better. But yeah, like Jason said, you need to get tested, and then you can stay for the next 2 days, and then you get tested again. So it's hard to like pull off like a whole week. But in terms of like overall, I think overall time management, it's much better because you wake up, eat breakfast, take a shower, and you're already, you know, at your workstation. Or for me, it's much easier because, you know, I either do running or biking. I can do it early in the morning and go straight to work and, you know, not worry about it. Or I can jump off if I have like, you know, something in between meetings to jump off, just to do a quick run, come back and, you know, move on to handling everything and then just stay longer. And yeah, and it's like you manage your time and your time gets still tracked and everything like that. So you're good, but I like the fact that you don't have to, you know, jump, you know, drive all the way, because if I have to drive to work, it's like always 30 minutes. So you lose already 30 minutes there. And then 30 minutes to go back, and here you're all the time at work. But I miss the social interaction. I really, really miss the social interaction of seeing the people you actually work with instead of like seeing their photos or seeing some of them on meetings if they have their camera on. It's much different talking like we are even talking right now. Like I see you guys, but it's not like, you know, you don't see the body language and all that stuff. Like I kind of miss all that stuff, and I also miss the gym.
It's harder to have a group conversation, right? Like we almost have to use like a hand raise system, because I think one thing we underestimate is when you're in real person, right? You have all this body language and this environment to kind of tell that someone wants to speak something or want to add something, or, you know, one person can like lean to the other person and say something quick, and there's all these group dynamics that happen. And when you're all in a virtual meeting, it's like, shut up, this person's talking, right? Like and then someone raises their hand virtually, but the other guy wants to answer right away, so it's like what's that book where the kids all end up killing each other on a desert island? Come on, it's a classic.
It is. I've never even heard of that.
you have, or you're
Are,
very
are they
uncultured.
kids though?
Lord of the Flies. Thank
Lord
you.
of Flies,
Thea.
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Thea putting
See, you've
in
heard of it.
separate
It's a bunch of
messages.
kids. That's all that book is. It's a bunch of cannibalistic kids. But no. But I like how people go crazy, right? Under the right conditions, and I think that's how conversations get. So that's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
that's pretty thing. But with all of this going on right now, you guys, of course, with the work from home and everything. But Burza, for you specifically, what was the reasoning, to make Twig rise from the ashes again? Like, what was your thought process behind it?
Just getting sick of the quiet, to be honest. Like, I thought that everything's going to end in 1 year. Like, I thought this pandemic's going to go by super quickly. And I thought that, I'll come back to the office and we can start recording again and doing Twigs on a weekly basis. And I saw that this, wasn't the case. And I also saw a lot of people in the community saying like they would want, more interaction. And my first kind of thought was, okay, if you guys want more interaction, let's just bring back Twigs, but let's do them in a different format. Like let's do a stream. Let's do it in a AMA format where I actually sit down and answer questions from people from the forums. And I think it's better, and I think it gives a better perspective because doing like a developer stream once a month, it gives you kind of the idea what we're thinking about, like what are the changes. But I think talking on a weekly basis also gives kind of the bigger perspective, the bigger picture of what we're thinking about, what we're working on, what we won't be working on for sure. So people feel like we're actually having this back and forth conversation instead of just us coming out with a video saying, okay, these are the changes and see ya. Yeah.
All right.
That makes it much easier to interact.
Yeah, I love the interaction because, like I said, I've always been saying this. Like, Gwent has a really cool community and always has been a really cool community. So it's good to just have this interaction and you see the same nicknames and the same people like interacting with you and talking to you. It's totally it's totally much better than just sitting and just typing stuff out because that's less fun.
All right.
And you did a poll on Twitter, right? Like, will Pavko Gil appear?
He will. He made it back from Broccolon. So yeah, for sure. The problem with Pavko is that this week in Gwent with him won't be informative because he's a grunt. He's rough. Like he won't read questions. He'll just say no to everything, and that's it.
Can't wait.
I can't wait for that. And there was actually one good question here. Like, is there any idea about bringing Play of the Week back now that this week in Gwent is there? Play of the Week, maybe.
Can I take that question?
Yeah, Play of the Month.
Play of the Month, yeah, but I hated it. I thought we did a terrible job compared to let's say Great Dandelion Show, just from the time and resources that we had to put into it.
True.
Exactly.
Like, we couldn't make it in a super entertaining way, and it felt really dry, and it was just eating up our time. And I don't think it was very compelling the way that we were doing it. Again, it's not to poop on Burza and his guys. I just if we're going to do it, let's do it awesome. And if we don't have the resource to do it awesome, I'd rather we don't do it at all.
We were not happy with the format at all, and Jason can attest to that. Like, we didn't like the way that it was presented, and then we kind of saw that we have the Great Dandelion Show, so it's kind of like we're cannibalizing them, and they're doing a much cooler job. And also, they have a lot more freedom when it comes to using stuff which we would need to get copyright license on. They don't have to, so they can go full on crazy. So for us,
we have to be careful and corporately responsible.
Yeah. I know even people were like saying, you guys need to collaborate them and make it official. Well, if we wanted to make their show official in some way, then we would need to pay for the licensing and the copyright if we put our logo there or anything like that. So no, that's not possible in any way.
Let's see.
But like, look at the flip side. Like from those days, we've actually grown our video editing team. Right, we're making like and Burza's leading this. We're making this is all in the Gwent team. Yeah, this isn't like some outsourced PR thing. We do everything you guys see Gwent. Yeah, so the esports stuff, the trailers for expansions are all done in the team. The seasonal event stuff or the sales stuff, all that stuff is like written by either me or Burza or someone else in the team and executed 100% by us. And I think that's that adds a level of quality to Gwent that I'd rather spend resources on doing that kind of stuff than having videos that are just music with person playing and no commentary and no, like ha ha, or something funny to kind of add flavor to it, right? It's a lot of work to do that, to be honest.
Yeah,
it is.
It really is.
Right.
Yeah, video scripting and preparing everything, and then going through like different iterations, and then going to the final one is pretty crazy. But yeah, like Jason said, like normally we try to cooperate on doing the script for those, and then just flesh them out, because when it comes to like video editing and making trailers and all that, like you need to know the game and you need to kind of know what's cool and what's nice to do. Because I mean, if you try to do it with an external agency or media company, it's just because they won't get it. It's very difficult to to sell it unless you're doing. Expensive. It's super expensive too, but also like but it only makes sense if you're making a crazy CGI trailer. That makes sense. But card games normally don't do those things.
Right.
Like the leader spotlights, for example.
Those are cool.
Shows.
We did those.
We did those, yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Master Mirror trailer, like we set up a whole special scene in Unity to be able to render cinematic quality in Unity. I think Iron Judgment was a big challenge for us because of we had to make a really high poly version of Radovid, and I remember the inspiration I had for that script was I wanted to do sort of like that scene from a popular RTS that hasn't been updated in a long time, by a major competitor, where the Marine is getting equipped and it's building up with flashes and stuff, but like no stealing, no references, but like we push ourselves, and that was a tough challenge for us because the people doing the modeling, the people doing the scene, they don't necessarily have done a lot of that stuff before, but we like to challenge ourselves and give ourselves extra special fun. And damn, we have a lot coming this year.
Oh yeah,
our team is like, we keep talking, maybe we should do this, and then we're like, we don't have time. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
we need another video editor, by the way, Jason. Just a reminder.
well, don't steal our master editor.
If you got good video
if you're looking for a job as a video editor,
live in the Warsaw area and would like to work, we are currently hiring another video.
Yeah, if you know a little bit of motion design, that would be grand.
And so, if you're watching or listening, please don't.
Yeah, please leave. Like, get out of here. It's not for you. But yeah. But
DM.
Oh god.
All right. Speaking of content in general, like what kind of content do you guys like in like the community itself?
I am a big fan of everything related to meta snapshots. I love them. I love to see what are the top decks. I like how they're put in tiers, and I've also liked this in different card games when I always was playing. Like I still am guilty of it and doing it. I used to play a lot of like paper Magic before the pandemic, and I would play Modern, and I would always check what are the top tier decks in Modern and like what's the play rate for them. And then apart from that, I would also check like what kind of new cards are coming into those decks and what's rotating out. Although Modern is very like stable, it's not like Standard when it's rotating a lot of times. So I was always checking those the meta list and what's going on. So I always love that. That's the type of content that works for me. Jason, you?
I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was in response. I was wondering how would you feel about meme snapshots?
Meme snapshots, memes I love. Like memes I can do for days and watch for days. It's the thing that I search out on Reddit and in different places. But yeah, I love all types of memes, but I'm not as good with memes as Ryan is, for example. Ryan's like a meme master, and he makes them, and he also like proposes new ones and sends new stuff our way. So totally, I love memes. Yes, meme snapshots, totally, I'm down.
Well, I will give you the answer, or I'll give you a little sneak peek, but we are working on one. So
nice, awesome. I'll be subscribing to that, and I'll be totally taking the meme snapshots and using them in Twig.
Hey, Sounds like a deal.
Collabo.
But they better be real extra
Mimi.
meme with the side order of meme.
We have the unofficial meme ambassador, so we should be good.
Nice.
Yeah, go
True.
ahead, Jason. What kind of content do you like?
I mean, I think we have a lot of really cool people that I enjoy watching. The people that I tend to follow the most is, well, I bounce between quite a few people. I watch Busher to see someone bash us. I watch Ocean Mud to see someone do crazy awesome shit with monsters. Like that guy pushes monsters all the time in really interesting ways. I watch Shinmiri for the roping. I watch Flake to see whatever the hell he's up to. Like that guy's a clown and in the best possible way. I think Lionheart and Thea are super wholesome.
Oh yeah,
and I really like them as a couple. Crozer I watch occasionally, but I don't know. He has a lot of views, so he's definitely I'm interested in hearing what he say, but I don't really 100% connect with him as just a reader, and there's nothing wrong. Ace of Plays I like because he's a bit more memey, and you know, like sometimes it just feels like, and please Ace, if you're hearing this, don't get mad. Like he just doesn't give a shit about stuff, and he just wants to like do his thing, and I respect that. Yeah, I find Specimen to be like a really nice balance between like critiquing but also like getting hyped and excited about stuff. Like I find his energy to be contagious. Fuchsia Briefs makes me question my sexuality with his sexy Australian accent while he's memeing. And you know the way that he does content is so unique. Like oh yeah, that's what you want. That's what you're here for. I can't do Australian, but like there's like I could keep going, right? Like there's just so many really cool people in our community. I feel like I probably won't name and list everyone, but just I like to just jump around and see what all of you guys are doing. That's really cool. So, but yeah, there's just so much.
Yeah,
So,
you actually mentioned Lionheart and Tia, and they actually casted for you guys.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think it's one of our best, two new casters coming in and taking up the gavel and just killing it, because we're always afraid. Although I know that they have the experience doing casts and they have the experience also from the qualifiers, I did not expect for them to go so easily and smoothly on their first run, because it is a lot of pressure. It probably is a lot more pressure when you're actually in the studio casting from that spot and sitting in the hot seat and have a camera pointed in your face in a place you're not used to. It's much probably safer and easier from the confines of your home where you feel super nice and comfortable. But still, you get the pressure that there's a lot of people watching this. This is live. This is branded by CDPR, and we need to get shit done. And they did. They killed it totally. Hands down, I'm super grateful for the work that they did on that cast, because it was amazing. And I also think I'm not the only one that saw that, because the community also loved it. Yeah. So hats off.
Sure.
All right.
They seem very professional.
Yeah.
And there will be the duo. Is it going to be kind of like this rotation of casting duos you're going to be doing, or for now it's like going to be Beauty and the Beastie for quite a while? How
we'll be
how's
playing.
that gonna go on?
We'll be playing around with the casters, moving them around and kind of seeing what sticks, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't. And I like the idea of switching it up, because for the long time we had the same people casting, and I feel like if you're casting and you're always on the cast team, you get this element of burnout. Like you will get it at some point. So I think you need to have people rotating and coming back in.
There's a huge pressure when you're casting multiple times a year to actually stay up with the game, and one thing that maybe I'm a bit more of a casual pleb, but like the idea of being forced to play the same game over and over again year round is not something for me, and I think it can be hard to ask of that for someone, and to earn the street cred all the time and to do it all the time, and I think we've had casters in the past that like were disengaging already with the community, but we kept
Yeah.
using them, and you know, they're struggling, or they're moving on to other stuff, and I think like that was even affecting the quality of the casting as a whole, and it was creating like this vicious cycle of like negativity in many areas, and I think it wasn't healthy. In addition to, I think there's lots of great casters out there. Still, like I think there's a lot of duos out there that are just waiting to be discovered, and it keeps things a bit fresh. But I think Burza could agree that it's scary to in official tournaments put in a new pair of casters. Like, are they gonna all of a sudden endorse other products for other companies in the middle of the stream? Because you know these are corporate CDPR events. So when you start saying certain things, you're indirectly representing us. And even though we like to be chill, cool guys, you know, laws don't work based off opinions; they work off laws, right? And consequences and all that stuff. So
yeah. Yeah, and I think I need to, like Jason said, to kind of further talk about that. Like, you need to switch it up from time to time. You need to have new faces come in to the game and kind of to do the casting, because, like he said, there's new people like popping up always, and they always bring something new, something fresh. When it's like simple things like really cool pronunciation, like Thea has, like for some of the things coming with her natural accent, which is something that I really appreciate, especially that, you know, I studied linguistics, so I've totally love like language itself and how people speak, like that stuff, really cool. And I love that. I totally love that, and it's so genuine, it's so cool and so different, and yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah, like I think Arahas and Seltkirk is another one which we've heard a lot from her. But of course, it's still lovely to hear. But they make a really go ahead.
It's nice. It's nice though.
Yeah, it's nice. Exactly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, like the duo, they do great. You know, they have amazing chemistry. What more can you ask for, right? In a duo, that's exactly what you're looking for, and that's exactly what they have. So it's literally perfect. But
they've been working together for a long time, so
true.
It's true, quite easy for you guys, basically.
Yeah, it's quite easy for us because the chemistry is there, right? They're working off of each other. They know like when one stops, the other is supposed to talk. They don't jump over each other, you know. I know when we were starting out, like when we were starting out at the beginning, like we had to tell some casters like, hey, let the other one speak, or don't take over, you know, don't hug the mic, like share the mic. And it took some time before we got them into working. So here with this one, it was natural, and it came easy because they already had the practice together. There's also people like Flake. Flake can go on and on and on. Like you can have Flake take over the mic. He, you know, when we have radio silence, I'm like, guys, don't show me, just show Flake. He can talk about his apartment for 25 minutes, easy, and then move on to a different topic, from pop culture to comic books to Star Wars references. So he can go on and on and on and on about that. So yeah.
I love him.
That's accurate.
That,
That's actually really accurate.
Yeah.
But I spotted one question which I would actually like to ask you guys. So the question was, how often are you guys keeping an eye on all the community tournaments and events? And, you know, and what do you think of them? Like stuff like the TLG Invitational, the Arathusa World Cup, you know, Duel of Dogs, Creeve League. So, what do you guys think about that?
We have a separate team that is composed of me, Vlad, Repek. There's also Dominika, our master social media manager. There's also a lot of different people that work on esports related stuff, and they keep an eye on everything that's going on. Like they go through the tournaments. What I mostly do is I help out sending out the prizing and adding stuff to people's accounts. So that's something that I do. But yeah, we're keeping an eye on those things, and we're kind of, you know, closely checking stuff out. We're also emailing with the teams back and forth, trying to kind of, you know, they let us know like when they're planning tournaments and what they want to do with them. We're discussing that. We're also trying so that we don't have any, you know, conflicting scheduling happening there. So totally, it's something that we work very closely with the community on, and I wouldn't have it, you know, any other way, because it's really cool to see that.
Right. So, there's one more question I see right now. Will there be another Partners Open too? like the last one was around 7 months ago. He says.
Oh, partners.
True. We want to do it, but it's hard. There's two things that are kind of happening in between these two things. Like one is we want to do it in between our official tournaments, and the next 2 months there will be a lot going on. I can tell you that without going, of course, into details and spoiling stuff. So yeah, there's a lot going on. That's one. Big eyes, Jason. And the other thing is we're actually trying to up the prizes for partners. So we want to get some external help with the pricing. Get some hard goodies, let's say, going, so we can offer something a little bit more than just in-game stuff or stuff from our merch store. So those are kind of these are kind of the two things that are happening right now. Yeah.
Chat seems pretty confident with everything, like...
Chat thinks Dagon is happening. Everything leads to Dagon these days.
Dagon's not happening. You know why? Because I hate fish.
There we go. Thank you.
Really?
I don't eat fish.
I don't fish either, so I can support it.
Savages. Eat your
Look, you're
fish.
destroying the ocean.
Omega-3.
Omega-3.
I mean, Jason had a good point there.
The ocean can't handle sustain our fishery.
They can also sustain our
Also,
plastic.
I don't like the smell of fish. No, that's true too. I use reusable bags every chance I get.
Respect.
Honey, can you do this for shopping? I don't have one of my reusable bags, and I ain't taking one of those plastic pieces of crap from the store. So if I can carry it in my hands, I'm taking it. Otherwise, you gotta wait till I get home, get a bag, and then I'll go back to the store. Nope.
Nice.
Wow. But all right, coming back to a little more of the Gwent thingies. So recently, one of the faction ambassadors, McBeard, had left the scene, saying that he's done with Gwent. He's not able to make new content on it, and things like that. Is there any plans of replacing him right now? As the ambassador of Northern Realms, for example, because
plan is simple. We're killing the faction ambassador program, and we're and we're gonna be doing upgraded version of a partners program, because ambassadors, these are the kind of reasonings that we have behind it. One of them is, of course, it works in some sense, because you have people who are dedicated to their faction. They only play that. And I can name one devotee, which is Ocean Mud, like Jason said, who's only devoted to monsters, and he's like a monster killer.
True faction ambassador right there.
Yeah, true faction ambassador. But then, if you think about it, the rest of the ambassadors, they're more faction fluent, let's say. And I think you cannot have one person you can't have one person just playing one faction all the time, because you get rid of it. Like, you want to do a different thing. Plus,
Ocean Mod, right?
Yeah, apart from Ocean Mod, of course. But on the other hand, kind of like they don't really bring anything much to the table. Like, you are a faction ambassador, so what? Like, what does it entail? Do they only produce that type of content? No, they also produce different type of content and do different things. Do we expect anything from them? We really don't expect anything from them. So what's the point of having something apart from getting the faction ambassador pin?
They did have early access to patch notes, yeah?
That's it.
That's the main thing, yes, definitely.
Yeah, but we want to level up our partners program into a couple tiers, where you start out from like tier, pretty much the base tier, which a lot of partners are in right now. Then you move on to a different tier where you can work with us, more closely, get stuff from us, and also
to the tier, you have to send a really thoughtful, well-written love letter to Burza.
No,
that's not good enough. It doesn't rhyme enough. The imagery is second grade-ish. No, I'm joking.
No, but the idea is to have partners also more meaningful, right? You need to have a program that is something more than you getting a card back and getting a title. But integrating ambassadors into the program and making it something different. So yeah. Yeah, Lionheart, Burza, I love you. Squirtle is the best in my head. Lionheart, you're always in.
But
Come
I'm
on.
getting up to you to the highest tier, man. Easy. Or you talk about cycling for 3 pages and you're all set.
exactly. I
also
think
one
that's
thing.
the winner. I think that is the winner there. I think Christo nailed it
Yeah.
on the head. It's the
Yeah.
cycling, isn't it?
Works.
Well, I'm super happy to hear that the partner program is getting reworked. I've been very vocal regarding the partner program in the past. So yeah, I'm super excited to hear that there are these different tiers and that you kind of have to earn it to work with you guys.
That's the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. It does sound like a very rude thing saying, "Oh, we're gonna shut it down," but I think you're doing them a favor in a way, right? You're allowing them more room for content creation. You can put it like that, right?
Stopping the misery by just going.
True.
Edit.
I think Ocean would keep doing only monster stuff, but I don't think he was doing it for this faction ambassador title. But I mean, in case he was, Ocean, my friend, you are free.
Ocean. Swim in the ocean.
But I don't think he was.
Wow. All right. And one good question I see actually, which even I'm actually concerned about. When is faction challenges gonna come? Are they gonna come back anytime soon? I literally have one contract with one NG faction challenge remaining, and I don't have that border yet. So
Jason, take it away.
I tried to get you and Liliana to greenlight it like 2-3 months ago to just do it, and you guys were like, "No, we want to do something better."
Because it needs to be better. Like,
why am I answering this question?
It needs to, because
I'm the one who's like, let's just turn it on. Give.
No, but like, yeah, let's just turn it on. And, no,
whatever.
we don't want to half-ass it. Like, if we bring it back, it needs to be better than what it was before, right? It needs to be something more. Like, I don't think people would be happy with just getting the same thing. Come back once again, and that's there you go.
It's until Burza's happy with it, guys. That's what it is.
Well, okay, but another I think question that's been going around is, of course, it might not be at priority given the fact that you guys are really working hard on other stuff. But what about the Gwent Observer not working for a lot of people, like newer streamers and stuff, Like, personally, even me, like, it gives me trouble as well, It's like, just doesn't enable, it doesn't stay logged in. Many new streamers are having that issue. So, is there anything regarding that, like any addressing of that yet?
That's something that we need to actually check, because it's like it's not something that I've seen a lot, to be honest. I know when it normally goes down. Like, there was some problems with it last week or in the last couple days, but if I remember correctly, it was fixed like same day, because we caught it very quickly.
Right.
Because even you, Jason, mentioned when you were watching Life Coach that it wasn't working, and then the guys checked it and then fixed it. So it should be good now.
It wasn't working for everyone though. Yeah, it wasn't a new streamer.
Yeah, it wasn't working for anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, like I think what happened with me was, I didn't change. I changed my password and then had to re-log in, and ever since then it's been like, no, it's always saying authorized with GOG. And I think a lot of people are having that issue. But of course,
so why you change passwords? Like,
just don't change your password, Zuby.
Like, come on, Zubik. What the hell, man?
It's too difficult now.
Yeah. But everyone's gonna just pile on me now, isn't it? Anyway, it's all right. But all right, Zuby, man, yeah, that's true. Right, coming back to Gwent. Let's talk about Gwent, guys. Let's keep it on topic. So
just a little bit, because
definitely
almost the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and if we I would take Baron's question, to be honest.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna do that right now. I was going to.
Oh, well, there you go.
There you go. It is something that we need to address for sure before we end it. Yeah.
So I'll read it out. What is their take on the opinions about the new starter decks? Some relatively new people are being advised to make new accounts to get them. This is not what I should say, but that's actually great advice right now, because as soon as we can do it, which will probably be early next week, we're going to fix it. Because here's the thought process. Here's what we wanted to do with the starter decks. Mm-hmm. We wanted to make, again, the more cohesive stuff. We've talked about it before, right? And then I wanted to have like a clear vision of what a really good version of that deck looks like, right? And so I made 2 versions of the deck in Play Gwent, right? And then for every faction, I even have the document here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards that go from the starter deck to the deck, plus the card that you could buy if you buy the faction starter pack. Yeah, so 11 cards. And so I have Play Gwent deck list of the deck that includes, the Herald on Crate and the Blood Eagle and the Heimdall and the Wild Boar of the Sea and the Dagger Two Blades. That is not supposed to be the starter deck. It's supposed to be this is what we should help new players get to, and the actual new starter decks. And someone wasn't paying attention properly when configuring and testing, and that's the deck that was being given to everyone right now. So as soon as we can fix that, there will be no Blood Eagle, Heimdall, Herald, Wild Boar of the Sea, Dagger Two Blades, Skjordal, Vibjorn, Champions Charge, Herka Drummond, and 2 War of Clans in the Skellige starter deck. It's going to be gone. And what we want to do is to create like this special reward book tree for every faction, where instead of ore, kegs, meteorite powder, it's actually those cards minus the Herald, right, or the card that you would buy. So that as a player, you this would be the first thing you see, and you would have to progress to it in a certain way to get the rest of the reward book. You're like, hey, I want to learn Skellige. Okay, well, here's I just got a reward point. Where do I spend it? Tutorial will actually show you how the reward book works, because we don't do that right now. Surprise! And look, War of Clans is the next card I get, and I look at my deck. Oh shit, that would look pretty good in my deck. And you play a few more matches, you get a few more reward points. Hey, Blood Eagle, that works great in my deck. Add it in. And so all these cards that are like, I wish that I just had them, are supposed to be things that everyone, like these reward books will be available to everyone, including the old new accounts, if you will be able to get those cards relatively fast, right? Because you won't have to get lucky with kegs and scrap like crazy to get them faster than you would normally, but still it would take you some time to get there. But the idea is really for new players to kind of not have to go to these meta reports and dredge through Reddit and start thread number 782 of what's a good deck. Well, the game actually tells you what's a legit good deck. The problem is that we're giving the legit good decks right now, which was not the plan.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be that good, and they're not supposed to be for free. And I know that everybody would want those good decks for free and those good cards for free, but that's not how the world works. And yeah, the idea was to have the basic versions of those decks, like Jason mentioned, available for people, especially for newcomers. And then the possibility to unlock them, and if you're an existing player and you want to unlock specific cards, you do it, right? So that's the idea.
To make a Smurf and try to make a record run for pro rank or something right now. These really borderline, I'd say, high tier decks that again is
they're very good. They're very good.
Like a week or two to get to per faction, right? I mean, right now they're just, and I'm not very happy about it. I'm a little bit more disappointed and unhappy at how angry people are getting that other people are getting such nice things when they didn't. Yeah. I find that a little bit going too far.
That's like double bad, because they're the people who are always the most vocal ones are the ones that have a lot of scraps and have almost a full collection, but they're still being advocates for they got this and we didn't back in the day. It's like, well, I mean, share, right? Learn to share and let others have nice things, right?
Mm. Yeah, so I'm disappointed a bit by that, but generally that's the vision, right? And we wanted to roll it out in stages, and we'll fix it as soon as we can. But hey, it's the weekend, and I don't want people working on the weekend to solve this. So probably early next week, the decks will be the correct ones. But they're like, again, much better than what we had before, and you can actually see how with 11 card substitutions, it's like a great deck. And for example, if you look at the initial version of the Skellige deck, which I could share at some point, but it is still synergistic. Yeah, you're just swapping out bronzes for golds or in general. Yeah, so it's just a bit lower in provision like it was before. Yeah. All the cards fit together for one like game plan. Yeah, much better than it was before. So yeah, we're just trying to refine that experience. The Gwent is complicated. Like, it's a complex game, right? You guys know the cards by heart, right? I tell you, reinforced trebuchet, and you're like, oh, that card, I know what that does.
Yeah.
But at this point, you're a new guy coming in, and it's like, I have to learn all these new cards and figure out which ones I need to craft and how to get to a deck that's semi-decent and working together and can actually climb the ranks. It's like, drop the mic. I'm going to another game. This is too much. So we're trying really hard to refine that experience, and there it is. Right until we fix that, is a great time to make Smurfs, or best time to join Gwent ever, because you're going to have a leg up compared to anyone ever before. It's not staying that way. It was never intended to be like this, but in the long run, it is intended to be somewhat like that, right? Like you're supposed to be able to get all these cards except the evolving ones relatively easier than before. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be able to get to these decks pretty like at a steady rhythm pretty quickly. Again, like within a week or two, you get at least one or two new cards for your deck a day. And I'm not talking like 12-hour days here playing, right? But like I'm talking for a semi-engaged user. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Yeah, because most people don't play like us. Or I shouldn't even say like us, like streamers and the core community. Most people do not play 20 matches a day. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most people will play like 1, 2, 3 matches a day max, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Like, if that's the rhythm you enjoy playing a card game, what's wrong with that at all? There's
Go
nothing.
for it. Exactly. You don't need to be, playing all the time for 8 to 10 hours.
But anyways, that's what that controversy is. It's super unfortunate. But mistakes happen, and
we're all human.
Will be rectified soon enough, as you guys heard, by early next week. And I think Reddit jumped the gun a little too fast again, as usual.
As always.
Surprise.
Expected.
But yeah, like about price of power now is. How's it gonna go, guys? Come on, you gotta give us something.
It's 8 now. We're out of time, right?
No, we're not out of time.
You waited too long. You asked all the wrong questions, my friend.
Oh no way, man! I gave you guys.
Jason needs to go.
I gave you guys a window.
I got kids who need bathing.
No, but of
children need bathing.
No, of course, I'm not gonna really push you guys. I'm only kidding. Of course, people.
Okay,
in chat
one thing about Price of Power, it's gonna be awesome. That's it. Fade to black.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, guys.
Yes.
We'll kick it off. You'll start learning more near the end of the month, I think. Yeah.
Right.
As we get closer to the end of the month.
All right. Sounds good.
It's 26 cards. We're not going to reveal a card a day for 26 days. That's
quite resident sleeper, as people say. Yeah, definitely. And I think, of course, you guys definitely are working on it really hard. So we don't want to pressure you guys. In the right time, we'll see everything. And that's all that we want, right?
Is your real question? Can I have one of the reveals? Is that it? You greedy. Like a mile away, Zubi.
How did you?
I'll talk to Ryan. They still won't even know.
I have nothing to do with it. That's my secret power. I give it all the power to Ryan.
Right.
Burza also gives it all to Ryan, I think, to kind of.
Yes, when it comes to reveals, he took it over from me. So yeah, he has the power of reveals now.
So that's the person we need to bribe.
Yeah, I think we need to get Ryan on the podcast, I think.
Please do.
But definitely.
He's a fun chat.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not only saying because of this, I'm saying in general, he's a wonderful guy. Kudos to him again, as we said before, because of all the work he's done in the community, even yesterday, keeping the community in tech, because people are going crazy. Not only on the starter decks, but because of the draw bug and so many things.
Yeah.
And he did a great job.
He's there in the front of the community, which is awesome. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
But
sooner than later, he will receive many love letters, just like Burza.
No, I don't get no letters. I want to get my letters first.
Oh.
I didn't. Yeah, but you get a lot of nice, wholesome messages from the community, which is super amazing and awesome to read always. Really, brightens up the days, especially when it's like a crappy day. Like getting a message on a crappy day that you guys are doing an amazing job is always awesome to see.
My chat right now, guys, show these guys some love, man, because these two. If not for them and if not for their amazing, all the time they put into the game, given the fact that we're all working from home, it's insane. I'm not even able to say the word because that's how insane it is, But again, I think with that said, I don't think I want to. I don't want to keep you guys any longer because you guys have spent a lot of time here. And you guys have free time, exactly. This is post work and you guys decided to be on here. I cannot be more thankful. But if possible, would you guys like to tell where we can find you on social media, etc.? Slama, you go ahead.
But
No.
Slama doesn't.
No.
He doesn't do
I
social
don't
media.
exist.
Just totally follow at Play Gwent. I mean, that's it. That's all you need to know,
That's all you
and you don't need to follow the rest of us. But we're in there in the interwebs. You'll probably know most of us, and you can find us everywhere.
Isn't the
Gwent, so
internet
that's
in
easy.
this box where if someone were to destroy this box, it would end the internet? No, you guys never seen the IT crowd?
IT crowd, yeah.
There's this episode where
I've seen the meme though. It's like a GIF, I think.
where they convince her that the internet is in a box and that the whole internet, and she goes to the board meeting and she's like, "This is the internet," and then the guys just crash through the room by accident and destroy it, and everyone's like, "The internet is dead," and people start attacking each other and going crazy. It's brilliant television.
Oh god, people are calling me out for my pronunciation of GIF. I say GIF sometimes, I'm sorry. But anyway, guys, again, let's not keep you guys longer. Thank you so much for being on.
You guys.
You guys were
Thank you very
super
much.
amazing. And Paris of Power, we cannot wait. I cannot wait. Nobody can wait. So we shall see you guys soon, man. Anything else,
Just
guys,
remember,
before
to
leaving?
remember to keep robbing them highways and fighting the law, bandits.
Bane. Oh, okay.
That's fun. That's a funny one. But yeah, let's end on that note.
Yeah, let's end on that note. You guys might leak something by mistake. Gosh. Anyway. Alright, guys. See ya. Thank you so much.
See you here.
And we will be
Take
back
care,
soon.
everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. And we're doing another giveaway for a subscription to the Bandit Gang YouTube channel, and the winner is... Oh, exciting! Woo! The winner is... It's you! Woohoo! You just activate that subscription down below. Congrats!